Hello and welcome back, my dear students. How are you doing today? I'm Anushka, your computer teacher, and today I'm back with this video to teach you more about Microsoft Word and the various features of it, whereby we can create and arrange our data into tabular form using tables, and then how we can send multiple emails using Microsoft Word and personalize them without making any changes to each one of them. So let's get started. So firstly, it defines Microsoft Word as a word processing program, which is a full-featured one, and it allows us to create and manipulate documents containing mostly text and sometimes graphics. So we can add images, charts, and all these things to our document to make it more graphic and make it more attractive. And a major advantages of using Word is that users can easily change what they have written. You can also send a copy to various email addresses when connected to the internet. Millions of people use Word every day to create documents such as letters, memos, reports, facts, cover sheets, mailing labels, and newsletters. So all of these things, all of these documents, newsletters, memos, reports, everything can be made using Microsoft Word, and it can be personalized within just a click, which we will just see by the end of this chapter. So what are the features of Microsoft Word? It provides a spelling and grammar checker. So you can use the spelling and grammar checker to spell check or proofread documents for writing style and sentence structure errors in your document. So when we type something, for example here, let me just open a document. So it says new document. So while that opens up, we also have thesaurus. We can arrange our data into columns, into tables. We can use mail merge to create more personalized letters, mailing labels, and envelopes for each person on your mailing list at once. We also have macros. So macro is a small program that consists of a group of instructions. So a group of instructions can be called as a macro because what it does is it combines a series of actions or instructions into a single command. It provides autocorrect, auto format, and it tracks and changes our comments. So if there are multiple users are working on this document, you can instruct the word processing software to highlight or color code the changes made by various users. So what that does is, when let's say a project is assigned to a team, and then all the team members make changes, so what happens is it color codes or signifies which change is made by which user. So that is one important feature as well. Now that's it. We'll see how can we create a document and what are the other features of it. So moving to our document, this is what a Microsoft Word looks like. So as I was typing, so let me just type this sentence. This is class 5th. Today we are discussing the features of Microsoft Word. For example, now I know that I have created a typo and I have accidentally typed G in place of X where it should have been, and now it shows red zigzag line under the word. Now what I'll do is simply right click upon it and then select the correct one. Right, so that's the example of how grammar checker helps us in Microsoft Word. Then we see creating documents. So with the help of keyboard, you can enter text into the document. You can make the text bold. You have a format painter. You can copy your format to several areas. So to copy formatting, so formatting is the kind of way is the way by which a text is presently written. If this is my text and I can see that the font is Calibri and the font size is 11, so this is the text formatting. But if I change my class 5th to I change its size to 12 and I bold this text, so you can see the formatting has changed. Now what I will do, I will select my text and press double click here on format painter like this. So now the format painter is edited, and as you can see, if I will select the text, whichever text I will select will have the format of this class 5th. Right, so that's the purpose of formatting, copying formats. Right, making the text italic, bold, changing alignment to text to justified. Now or font size, color of text, line spacing, changing paragraph, tab settings. So let's come back here and see how all that is done. Okay, so if you want to make any changes to your font size, color, font type, you want to italicize your font, underline it, right, all that has to be done from the home tab and font ribbon, which includes all the options to manipulate your text here, right. Moving ahead, we see what is tab. So tab is short for tabulation and is used for controlling the position of text exactly where you'd like it in a document, or to line up information in your documents. So by default, Word creates tab stops every 0.5 inches across the page, and left and right aligns the text on each tab stop. So by default, Word creates tab stops every 0.5 inches across the page, and left aligns the text on each tab stop. So if I press tab button on my keyboard, as you can see, it moves to the next half-inch area. So if I press it again, it will move to here. So the difference between this is half inches, right? So that's the benefit of using tab. It allows us to properly space and control the text position on our document. Moving ahead to using a tab, as I just demonstrated, you would just simply press the tab key on the keyboard and you will see that the text is shifting to the right. Then we see inserting tables. So in words, tables are powerful and useful tools. So any data that is simply written in paragraph, it's boring and it's not easy to understand, it's difficult to read and understand. So which is why we always create a table form of data. It's very flexible and it's easy to create and manipulate. So Word allows us all that within just a few clicks, and we will see how we add table data in our. So creating a table. So you can create a table in a document by 3 different ways. Firstly, you can create a blank table and type data in it. Secondly, you can insert a preset table in the document and then replace the text with your own text. Thirdly, you can draw a customized table by controlling how the rows and columns appear in it. Now we will see each one of those. So creating a blank table, I'll simply go to the insert tab, and here I'll find a table menu, right. Now insert table, I want table for how many columns and how many rows, right. So this is how I type into this. So I've selected a 2 by 5 table, which means that we have 5 rows and 2 columns. Now I've selected it, so I'll just simply write roll number and then in marks. So let's say that I have entered 3 roll numbers, and the number 1 roll number student got 95 marks and number 2 got 75 marks. So how am I moving across the cells? I'm just pressing tab on my keyboard, right. So if I press 75 and then tab, it will move to the next cell, right. That's how we move across the cells. If we want to delete a table, we'll simply click anywhere in the table and then click on the layout, and delete table option will appear. We can select a single cell, select an entire row or an entire column, right. So if I want to select a single cell, I'll triple click on my mouse, and if I want to select a whole row, so I'll simply mark my mouse, mark the area with my mouse, and then I'll simply be able to select an entire row. And to select an entire column, you take your mouse near the top border of the column and click on it. So like this, I reach here, border, and then I select. Cool. So this is how you will select a cell, entire row or the entire column. Adding rows to the table, adding columns in a table, deleting a row or column in a table. So students, do not forget to read all these steps here. I'm just moving it fast so that I can actually demonstrate this to you in the document side by side. Okay, so now I want to insert a few rows. So insert columns to the left, insert columns to the right, insert rows above and insert rows below. So I've selected insert rows below, and as you can see that rows have been added to my table. Now I can move as long as I want to in my table, right. So that's how we insert. And to delete our table, so you select the table and then you go to the insert page layout, table layout. So table layout, you go and then you select the delete button. So you have options to delete the cells, columns, rows and table. So if I click on delete table, as you can see the table has vanished. Now I'll just undo that for further understanding of ours. So combining cells in a table, splitting cell in a table. So you can combine 2 or more cells to create one large cell. Combining cell is useful when you want to display a title across the top or downside of your table. So you select the cells that you want to merge, and then in the layout option, layout tab on the ribbon, you will be finding the option to merge cells. So let's see. So I want to merge these cells. I will go to the layout, and where is the option to merge them? So as you can see, I have one big row and there's no it's not divided into any columns because I've merged my cells. Now I would like to split my cells. In the table tools, in the layout section, we have split cells options. So how many columns would we like to split it into? If we would like to, okay, so this time I will enter, I would like to split it into 4 cells. So as you can see, the first row has been divided into 4 equal columns. Right, moving ahead to formatting a table, superscript or subscript, bold the text in table. So all of this can be done using the format painter tool, or it can simply be done using the font ribbon from here. So if I would like to edit something from here, I can select my text and I can go here in the font ribbon and do as much as I would like to in my whole table. I can select my columns and I can simply go to the font ribbon and do anything to my data, and it will format it accordingly. Right, moving ahead to aligning the text in cell, add shading to the cell, and using mail merge. So I think we have covered the basics of the table. We have learned about how to insert rows, how to delete rows, insert columns, how to merge 2 cells, how to split 2 cells, and what are the uses of all of this. And we've learned to format it also. Now we will learn how to color our table. So in the design tab, you can select any of the table styles that are presented to us by default. So as you can see, our table looks very beautiful now. This is how we do it. So we just select the table, and in the table tools, you can select any color or any design that you would like to. Moving ahead, using mail merge, how will we send personalized documents or emails to each and every person on our mailing list? Right, so mail merge is a process of combining or merging the main document with the data source. It contains the name and address of each recipient to which you want to send the document. So benefits of mail merge: easy to make a change to a single letter and for that change to happen in every letter. Example, change of date. Once the merge has been set up, hundreds of letters can be produced very quickly. Much easier to proofread just one letter rather than hundreds of individual letters. And you can save the main document and reuse it for further. So goes without saying that the advantages of using mail merge are many. If you have 100 people on your email list and you would like to share some important news, some newsletter, some document, so actually having to send it one by one, and for God forbid if you end up creating a typo in one document which you have already personalized for each person, then I think you'll have to spend another hour or maybe more time to actually edit the hundreds of documents one by one. Right, creating mail merge. So I will quickly demonstrate to you how will we do that. So there's a whole process to it. How will we add our mail data? How will we add our recipients? How will we provide us a address list? So if I come in my mailings tab, as you can see, I can select start mail merge option, and I'll have to suggest if it's a normal document, it's an email message, it's a letter. So for example, I would like to select it's a letter. So in the select recipients option, which is where I will enter a list of people that I would like to send this email to, send this letter to. So I will have to enter, for example, title Miss Dobryal. The first name will be Shikha, and the last name Dobryal. Okay, I've pressed caps lock. Company name XYZ, address line 123 Bandra. Okay, so that's what my entry looks like. So this will help the letter to be more personalized. For example, when I'll say hello and I'll enter a variable like, for example, okay, now I'll have to save my address list. So I'll update my and the format with which it gets saved is MDB, which is Microsoft Office address list. So I'll just save that. Once it's done, if I have a document that looks like this, hello first name, right? So in this case, the email, the document will be edited with personalized with the details in the select recipients list. So the list that we just saved, the people that we want to be sending our email or our letter to. So for example, in the hello first name, how are you doing? Hope this finds you in best of health. So once I've written that, and when I'll be sending it from Anushka, let's say. Okay, in the first name section, it will automatically update from my recipient list. For example, Shikha, hello Shikha, or hello Ms. Dobrial. So anything that which I select will be the way my letters will be personalized. So moving ahead to the whole setup procedure takes a while, because you have to enter your list, you have to manage and create a letter, you have to present the address block, the way you would like the format, the way you like it to be appearing. So for example, this is what the way it will look like. So if I select the surname and name, so this is what it look like. Or if I select like this, the Dobrial family, so it has been updated to the surname has been updated to the Dobrial family. So once you have edited your document, your 1-page or 5-page long personal letter that you want to address to all the people in your address book, you just got to see that there are no typos, and if there are any typing errors, if there is any grammatical mistake, you can just fix that in one letter. And once it's all is done, you can simply auto check for errors here, or you can then at last finally you have to click on finish and merge, and then you'll be provided the option to either print the documents, or you can send them as emails to each one of your addresses, right? So that is the advantage of using mail merge. I know it sounds a bit tricky, but once you get the hang of it, once you actually do it and practice in your Microsoft Word, I don't think it's going to be any difficult. And because the advantage is so much, if you have to send a letter to 100 people, I don't think there's any better way to do that, right? Then we see what are the various views of the document. The Word offers us 5 different views that you can use to display your document. So the pages are in a print layout, or it can be a full screen reading document. And then we also have options to web layout, outline, and draft. So this is what a draft looks like, this is the printing, and this is a 2-book view, right, which we call as a reading, full screen reading. Moving ahead to now, do not forget to check out all these definitions, because I've only demonstrated to you, and for the sake of not lengthening this video, I would not like to read the whole book, whole text for you. So don't forget to reread all this chapter, right? If a document in a PDF format, I'll just come back to my document, and I'll simply click on the File tab, and here I'll select Save As. In the Save As option, I'll be clicking on Save As Type, and you will see the lots of format in which we can actually save our document in. So I will find PDF, and which is here, and then simply with the same file name I can save my document, or I can edit it, right? And then I'll click Save. So the file new.pdf already exists, you want to replace, so I just say replace, why not? And as you can see, my document is now saved in a PDF format. All right, moving ahead. So the Word saves the file in PDF, and the new file name appears on the title bar. So although the steps in this section focus on saving a document as a PDF, you can also use this to save a document in any file format like web page, rich text, plain text, XML, open document, or Microsoft Works. So that's the advantage of using our Microsoft Word to save our data in any format that we like. With that, students, I think we've completed the chapter, and if you find any problems here, just let me know. And do not forget to read the text or practice it on your computer or devices, because I am sure that this might seem a little tricky to you. through the text, through the book, but trust me, it's not as hard as it might sound. So do not forget to practice, and if you still find any problems, just let me know in the WhatsApp or in the YouTube comments. Thank you, students. Bye bye.